Okay, so what you're going to do is, this is your AoE button, which you're not going to use it too often, and if you do use it, you're going to use it typically back to back, and that's your Circle of Oblivion. Okay, moving on to your Judicial Privilege. It adds 5 stacks of Judicial Privilege. Okay, each stack adds 10% movement speed. So if you're needing to run away, if you're needing to add that boost to get away from enemies, go ahead, hit that Judicial Privilege, and it will make you run so much faster, it's ridiculous. Okay, but at the same time, as you're running away, if you take damage, every time you get hit, it's going to add 10% health back to you. Okay, so when you're running away, add 10% health back to you, and also at the same time it makes you move faster, but it's only for 5 times, so you can hit 5 times. So typically if I'm going to run or something, I'll pop my Judicial Privilege, then I'll go ahead and pop my Symbol of Torch. That way they're taking my shield down and I'm healing myself at the same time. Okay, so every time they hit you, it's going to add that 10% health, and if you have your shield on, it's just going to make your health go up. Okay, then I'm going to move on. Okay, Spiritual Deficiency. It's mainly for if you got a spellcaster, or you got a close range target that has really high health that you need to DPS down really quick. So you're going to add, or really anything that you want to add more damage to, per target. Now I will let you know this is per target. Okay, so if you want two of them to take 7% more damage, you're going to have to add it to 2 of them. Okay, so typically you're only going to want to put it on the boss that has the most health. Then you're going to move on to your dots. Okay, so you're going to spam Heretic, then Scourge, move on to your Vex, then you're going to move to your Phantasm, which forces the next damaging life or death spell. Okay, so your next damaging life or death spell is going to critically hit. No matter what, it's 100% sure it's going to critically hit. So if you're doing AoE damage, you're going to hit Phantasm, you're going to hit Soul Drain. Okay, if you're doing single target damage, you're going to hit Fanaticism, you're going to hit Nissa's Rebuke. Okay, so I'll hit Fanaticism, Nissa's Rebuke for single target. I'll wait for Nissa's Rebuke to get all the way done. I'll go ahead and I'll hit that Bolt of Depravity. Okay, then you're going to go ahead and hit your Radical Coalescence. It's going to go ahead and pop up another Bolt of Depravity, which adds another 2 stacks to your Echoing of Concord. Okay, so you'll hit that, then you can go back down to Nissa's Rebuke, drop that. Once you do that, it'll pop back up. So now you have 6 stacks. What I typically do is after I hit my second Nissa's Rebuke, I'll go ahead and put my dots back on, all 3 dots. Then I'll move over and I'll hit 3 times, because your Scourge does add 1 to your Bolt of Judgment, so you don't have to cast your Bolt of Judgment 4 times to get your Bolt of Depravity. Okay, so you'll pop your Bolt of Depravity, then you're up to 8 stacks. Okay, so 8 stacks of Echoing of Concord. You've already put your Scourge, your Heretic, and your Vex back on them, so you should have a couple more seconds to actually do a little more damage. So you're going to want to hit your Bolt of Depravity 1 to 2 times, depending on how your dots are. You have to watch your dots, which I have mine real close right here. I can watch them very easily. And just keep spamming your Bolt of Depravity. Put your dots on. Once your Fanaticism cools down, you go back right through the same thing. Okay, so you go to Nissa's Rebuke, do that damage again, hit your Bolt of Depravity, and start spamming. And altogether, you'll come out with some pretty decent DPS. I don't have the 800 hit. I'll only have the 400. Actually, here I'll show you. It's right here. So I have 424 hit, which I had 530 before it dropped, and they took the rings out, and they took a lot of hit away. So this is just the basic to show you. But once you get that hit, you're looking at double the damage, double everything. But altogether, I'm going to let this cool down. We got 15 seconds on it. And I'm going to go over this top bar a little bit. Okay, so On your Planner Attunement, you're going to have these attributes that come up. What I typically do is I put Charge Mirror, because if you need to run away, I'll go ahead and I'll spam Charge, or I'll hit Charge Mirror, hit my Judicial Privilege and my Symbol of Torch if I'm just trying to get away from something. Okay, so it would be Charge Mirror, Judicial Privilege, and Symbol of the Torch. Okay, now if you're having trouble with, if you need the extra mana, which typically you're not going to need the extra mana in this one, you're going to hit the tablet. Trepidation explains itself. It just pretty much, it fears the nearby 8 enemies till they receive damage, so equal up to 5% of the cleric's maximum health, so 5% of my health. So that can help you get away as well. Purge is one of the most important since the new 3.0 came out. It makes a big difference because you can do twice the damage with the Purge. Okay, I was using Mighty Bottle of Spell Strikes. I know people criticize that because there's a lot better vials that you can use. There's a lot of different better bottles that you can use, but the Spell Strike, if you're looking to get that DPS in and you want to do that damage, you pop your Bottle of Spell Strikes, put on all your dots, and every time you cast, it has a chance for it to critically hit. So typically you're not going to want to try to cast something like Rebuke or your Bolt of Retribution unless you already have your Echoing Concord up. You'll typically have your buff on, which is Spiritual Scrutiny, which allows you to run left and right while you're casting. So that's instant, and that can critically hit too. Okay? Of course, these two explain themselves. They're two of the best ones that you can possibly use. Then your Interrupt, which is standard, and no matter what, you always typically are going to have an Interrupt, especially in dungeons. It's self-explanatory. Break Free, self-explanatory as well. This one, you can cast this. I rarely use it too much. I don't get the DPS, but it does add, really quick DPS. If you wanted to, you could go ahead and cast your Aggressive, put on your dots, and do the whole rotation all over again. But that pretty much sums it up. Thank you, everyone.